Now that you have your space set up, I'm gonna go through a 10-minute guided meditation exercise so that you can start to really put all these pieces together and understand how you're gonna do that daily practice. All we need is just a nice chair to sit on. Now, I'll be the one using the phone this time, but when you go into your meditation practice, remember in the future to set your timer. Before we get started with our meditation, let's talk a little bit about proper posture for when we're doing sitting meditation. You want to be towards the edge of your chair. There's these two tiny little prominences on the bottom of your pelvis. They're called your sits bones. And what your sits bones do is they help you to sit properly. When you're not feeling your sits bones, you're not sitting properly. So I want you to imagine that you could sit really upright in your chair and feel those two little bony parts on your seat. When it comes to your leg placement, you ideally want to have your hips above your knees. And we also want to find a nice place for our hands to rest. We're not gonna have our hands all the way back here. We're gonna have them forward just a little bit, and we're gonna be pressing down into them ever so slightly to just lift our spine up in space. I want you to feel the weight on your feet, and I want you to imagine that you could just relax the weight of your feet down into the floor beneath you. You'll start to notice that it lifts your spine. Now, from here, I want you to imagine that you could relax your shoulders, allowing them to settle down right on top of your hips. Then relaxing your elbows and allowing them to just sink. We're really starting to stretch through our fascia like we talked about in the last video. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to drop my chin ever so slightly, and I'm just gonna lift through the crown of my head. Now, the crown of your head is not where a unicorn would have its horn. The crown of your head is actually the centermost point of your head. As we start to allow ourselves to drop our chin, relax our jaw, and lengthen through that point, I also want you to relax your belly. And the final piece of this is relaxing right at the level of the collarbone, just allowing that little tiny area to just relax. And when we stretch properly through our body, it should almost feel like our body locks right into place. This is the oppositional force that we're looking for. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start the timer, and I'm gonna guide you just a little bit into that focus, awareness, and absorption. That'll be the first minute or two. And instead of taking this as a normal guided meditation where I'll be talking the entire time, I'm gonna put you into that position, and then we're gonna go silent. And the reason why is because I don't want you to get to a place where you feel like you have to have guided meditation as a crutch to get into a meditative state. So I'm gonna set this alarm, and then we'll jump right in. So I've got the alarm set for 10 minutes, and when that alarm goes off, you're just gonna easily and gently come out of this state, and then we'll be done for the day. So find that nice comfortable posture, feeling your feet flat on the floor, feeling your hands resting gently, letting those shoulders and those elbows just naturally fall into place. That's it. As you tuck your chin and allow your head to stretch up, letting your belly open up and softening through that collarbone area. And let's begin. So as you close your eyes down, I want you to really just take a moment. Tune into that feeling of the sits bones. Tune into the feeling of your feet on the floor, your hands on your thighs, your neck placed so gently right on top of your shoulders. And as you start to focus in on your body, feeling that sense of stretch, just that little bit of stretch through the entire body, relaxing in your hips, relaxing in your low back, relaxing in your neck and your jaw. And this is the level of focus. Taking that pillar and focusing your attention only on what it is you want to focus on. And for today's meditation, we'll be focusing on the breath. Now, as you focus on your breath, imagine or feel, sense the inflowing and outgoing of your belly, as you gently breathe in and out. And as you continue to focus, just try and relax the muscles of your belly even more. That's it. Relax them and let the breath do what it is the breath wants to do. Noticing that with each and every breath, you relax the body a bit more into that stretch. And as you stretch the body a little bit more, the body is able to align itself and relax even more. And as we continue to tune into the focus of that breath, I want you to bring your awareness to all of the different thoughts. To all of the different feelings happening in your body. And slowly, beginning to just observe them. Tuning into what's there in a non-judgmental state. Just watching, just observing. Letting go of trying to label. Letting go of trying to make sense of. And just being present with. And as your breath begins to settle, still feeling that stretch in your body. As you become aware of all the sensations, of all the thoughts, all the sounds, the smells, and should just let them be there. Bringing your focus back to that breath. And when you know that those thoughts begin to settle, feeling yourself becoming more relaxed and more presently aware. It's time to anchor this state. Slowly, I want you to bring your index finger and your thumb together gently, holding it together. And for the rest of our time, I'm going to leave you now to your experience. And I encourage you to keep stretching through the body, focusing on the breath and absorbing your awareness, your observation of all of these phenomena into this experience. Take a nice deep breath in, coming all the way back now, slowly opening your eyes and looking around, noticing that you can take as much or as little time as you want. So now that you know what it's like to meditate, I have a challenge for you. For the next 6 months, you're going to be meditating for just 10 minutes a day. But by the end of this 6 months, if you take on this challenge, you will have 168 days of meditation under your belt. And so I want to challenge you to meditate for the next 6 months, 10 minutes a day. And if you decide to take this 6-month mindfulness challenge, I want you to post in the community that you're taking this challenge so that we can help support you and act as your accountability partner on this journey towards becoming more mindful. By posting in the community that you're taking up the challenge, you are setting an intention and signing an internal contract with yourself to become a more mindful person in the next 6 months. Even if you're not taking the challenge, what I recommend is for at least the next week, try meditating for 10 minutes a day and notice how different you feel at the end of that 10 minutes. After this video, I've got a few different journal prompts for you to just start to explore what mindfulness means to you and how you can start to deepen your meditation practice. That's the end of week 2. And in week 3, we're going to be going into some scientifically backed research on brain training. And I'm going to teach you some really, really incredible brain training techniques. So enjoy your exercises for this week, and I'll see you next week.